Hey guys, welcome back. Someone commented a while ago on one of my videos requesting for me to do a Gerber daisy, and I can't find the comment, but if that was you, just know that you were the inspiration to add this flower to this stitch sampler. So if you hate French knots or you struggle with them, then this is the flower to get used to them because the whole middle section we're just going to be doing French knots. So I'm starting off with my darkest shade of brown. I've got my size 5 embroidery needle and 3 strands of this embroidery thread. I'm just going to fill in this very middle circle, and then I'll move to another color to fill in the next. Now moving on to my second color, I've got 3 strands of this mustard colored thread. I'm still using that size 5 embroidery needle, and I'm just adding some French knots around the first circle I made. Now for the next layer of color, I've got a really light pink, and I'm doing the same thing that I did in the last 2 steps, so I'm just adding these French knots around the circle, continuing to make it larger. And now for our last circle of French knots, I've got a darker shade of pink, and I'm going to use this to fill in the remainder of the circle, and then we'll be done with our French knots. If you hate French knots, an option is to switch to a colonial knot. I will link my tutorial on that above. Some people consider them a little bit easier. I think all knots are just something that takes practice, so definitely be patient with yourself. Practice on something else before you start this if it makes you feel more comfortable, and just know that it will come in time. I promise you'll get it. Now moving on to the petals for our last step, I've switched to a size 10 embroidery needle and I've got 2 strands of this light cream peachy colored thread, and I'm using a satin stitch. I'm stitching all the petals lengthwise in toward the center, and then for the curves of each flower petal on the tips, I'm just angling them slightly in toward the center to help accentuate the curve a little bit more. And there's our daisy. Thank you so much for joining me. Please give this video a thumbs up and hit subscribe, and I will see you again next time. Thank you guys.